Wild hair.
Updates.
I'm back. I'm still on live with, oh my God, this hair. On live with Nerdy Addict. Oh, wrong side. I was watching Rabbit. I've been, oh, okay, I'm like everything's backwards to me. Um, Watching several live streams and such. Uh, Apparently, according to ABC News, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. They have detained somebody. I was going to look it up. Hang on a second. Oh, I'm just a hot mess here. But I'm listening. Oh, wait, are they doing a news conference?
Yeah, let's just say I'm a hypocrite at this hour because I'm a big fan of letting the justice system do what the justice system does.
So, according to what came in, let's take a look real quick. I should have pulled it up first, but wasn't paying attention. Just went live. Let's see what they have to say. Special report. Okay. This is somebody different. Let's see. This is News Channel 3. Oh, I don't know where this is at. Person detained for questioning an abduction of Nancy Guthrie, ABC News reports. Tucson. Oh, they have the whole whatever. They do these news reports sometimes, these articles via AI, and they don't even double check. I got the location wrong. A person has been detained for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy. Uh-oh. Tommaso is suing Ashley Banfield. I don't blame him. I would be suing her if she threw my name out there for views, for 2 million views, 2 million plus, and then she's just, quadrupling down on it. A person has been detained for questioning in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie, I'm sorry, I'm just tired. A law enforcement official briefed on the investigation, told by ABC News. On Tuesday, new images, we saw that. Here, let me just go to ABC News because I'm in another, I guess it's out of San Diego. Let's try that again. Oh, it's video. Come on now, we know you're in there. Is this actually ABC News? No, it's X. I don't want to be on X. Breaking, the Pima County Sheriff's Department, with assistance from the FBI, has detained an individual for questioning, in connection with the abduction of Nancy Guthrie. A law enforcement agency official briefed on the investigation, told ABC News. Let's see. Seriously, how hard is it just to go directly to ABC? There we go. Unbelievable. Person detained for questioning. Okay, so that doesn't really, okay. What person? The clues the FBI could learn from new Nancy Guthrie's video. That is just all breaking. Here we go. Person detained in connection. That's all they're saying. The Pima County has detained someone. The individual was detained in a location south of Tucson, which I'm not good with north, south, east, west directions. I'm from Brooklyn. We go up the block down by the candy store. We don't do the east, north. We don't do that for directions. But anyway, so if it's south of Tucson, where did she live in relation? Because she was out on the outskirts of Tucson. So was she south of Tucson? Is that where her location, her home is? So the individual was detained in a location south of Tucson, the source said, and law enforcement is preparing to search a location associated with the individual. The development followed the first images released of a masked man approaching, oh, that's so creepy, Nancy Guthrie's front door, and as investigators continue to search in the neighborhood. So they went door to door, mostly in Annie's neighborhood, which is kind of weird. They went door to door. So, but that's it. They just said they got somebody. Did I cut him off? I did. I closed it off.
People in the chat asking how this mission road is on the screen and why, or how this electrician came on the radar.
Oh, see?
Again, none of this is validated. The part that is validated, though, is that January 5th or 6th, an electrician completed work at Nancy's home, and then fast forward to January 31st.
So that's so funny. So I'm gonna elaborate on that. So I just made a comment or chat because there was, when I was reading through her little bio from on crime timelines.com, and they were saying that there was an electrician who began work in September of 2025 and did not complete work until January 2026, and it looked like it was multiple companies, and they were not passing the inspection. So a lot of times with these contractors, you know, they're subcontracting, or they're new, or they're small, and they don't complete the work, and they take the money, and they're scamming and all kinds of other stuff. And so I thought that was sus, that it took so long for the job to get completed, and that they were not passing, they kept failing the inspections. So she was turning them in if they were not getting the work done. And, you know, and so this happened to another elderly woman who, this contractor was supposed to do work on her home. He took the deposit, and this happens a lot because I served with the AmeriCorps with Rebuilding Together. I'll come back to it, with Rebuilding Together. And we did critical home repair for homeowners who couldn't afford, and they were just living in homes that they couldn't leave, they couldn't afford to fix it, that were just literally falling apart. And so we came in, and we didn't charge them. We repaired their homes, so, and made them livable. And a lot of these people were single, elderly females. And a lot of them got ripped off from people coming by, shady contractors coming by, taking their money to repair their home, and then running off and not repairing their home. And they didn't even have the money to fight. So it happens a lot. So what happened in this one case, and I don't know the name, I'll look it up, and when I sit down, I might just do a proper video, that she had given this contractor money to fix something, and he of course took the money, but she kept pursuing it. And then he ended up kidnapping her, taking her out. And then, I mean, he recently got convicted, I think, for it. Yeah, he took her out, and he buried her under a shed, I think, in another home that he was working on. It was insane, but it had to do with him taking her money, but she was not letting up. Like a lot of times the homeowners, they don't know what to do. They don't fight it. They just take the loss, and then their house falls apart around them. And so Nancy might have been like, I know my mother, she'd be going after them. So Nancy might have been on them. Maybe they got in trouble. Maybe new electricians came in, you know, the whole spiel, and revenge. It happens a lot more than people realize. So let me see what Nerdy has to say about that. Eva.
SWAT team from the Pima County Sheriffs, as well as from Oro Valley SWAT teams, have now teamed up for whatever is happening right now. We can also tell you that
we have breaking news at this time. ABC reports that a person of interest has been detained for questioning in Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. was detained south of Tucson and person of interest has been detained for question of Tucson, but they didn't know the location. This person was detained south of Tucson and law enforcement is preparing to search an area connected.
Okay, I just read that.
Well, it's not really over until we understand and learn of the status of Nancy. A person of interest detained is certainly interesting, but we want to know that Nancy is safe. I'm hoping that she's safe. I really am. I just, that's the most critical piece of my keyboard because I'm putting out a tweet at the same time. Okay, my tweet is out, but we want to learn about the status of Nancy. Miracles for missing, saying, please be safe, Nancy. I want to urge caution and detain, and turns out it wasn't the right person. If you remember, they went to that hotel. There was a big to-do about it. And then it was told to us that a person had been detained, and recall in the Brown University shooting. It was
they
told
took
to us
that
that
wrong.
a person had been questioning in connection with Nancy Guthrie's abduction, according to ABC.
In the Brown University shooting, they actually picked up the wrong guy, and his name got out there, and it was like, oh my God. That's like Richard Jewell in the Atlanta Olympics bombing. He was a security guard who saved people, and they pointed the finger at him, and this poor man, he ended up suing them. And then the poor guy, he died young from, I think he had diabetes, but I think, I forget exactly what he died from, but very young. He died very young. And I think probably the stress of what happened to him probably didn't help his health. But yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible. Like when they hyper focus or put names out there before they're really certain, that's so wrong. I mean, they just continue to do that. They continue to do, and then we jump on that bandwagon. I'm guilty of it. Like you hear something and you think it's the truth, and then it gets out there and everybody badmouths this person, and then it's not even that person. It's horrible. But I think they were speaking about the electrician. Let's see if I can get to that part.
News, which we know, that is the latest breaking news at this hour. We have a live feed here from Nancy Guthrie's home. We don't know if Nancy Guthrie is safe or what her status is, or if they found her, if they know where she is. Information from them. So I'm going to shut up and listen in to these journalists locally on the ground. Appreciate all of you. Hang space for everyone. Person has been detained, confirmed. Was she found at the same location? Also checking Savannah Guthrie's Instagram. That's where she's put out the majority of her updates, so that if the police do tell her, that we have an update from. But this story has captivated my ADHD mind for the past 9 days.
Mine too. And I mean, a lot of people are just hyperfixated on this story because it's just so.
I am praying and hoping tonight that she is alive and well and reunited with her family. I'm interested to understand the motive here. A lot of people were pointing fingers.
Here we go.
At the family. And there was a lot of times when, rightfully so, I guess, because we saw police go inside the Guthrie home.
True.
We learned later that that was consensual, that they allowed law enforcement in right before the deadline for the ransom came up. We then saw today law enforcement descend on Annie Guthrie's neighborhood.
Yeah.
Looking for something.
I mean, why are they looking in her neighborhood?
The suspect apparently dropped.
Kind of.
Getting another update from
I'm just trying to get to the electrician part. I'll probably just come back on.
Tells Mike Ruiz they have one person in custody, but not now. So that's where we are right now. Eva, where are you at mentally?
Oh, this might be the part. I think everybody's exhausted
I'm
from this
excited.
story.
Something's happening. I don't know. I'm so all over the place. This has like consumed my brain. I really, really hope they find her alive. Like that would be great, right? To have like the happy fairy tale ending.
That would be
she
like
gets
the
to
Hetty.
go home and be with her family, and she's okay.
So that's the Hetty Braun story.
I'm definitely hoping for the best.
The 88-year-old that I talked about.
End
that she actually was saved. And
scared
she was
if this wasn't a professional,
kidnapped for a ransom, $3 million. She was a family friend. He kept her in a cold storage with sub-zero temperatures
as a ransom
outdoors
kidnapping
in Wisconsin.
I'm hoping the person didn't freak out because of the media attention and do something harmful to Nancy. But I'm hoping. I still see that this is nerdy. I bet the suspect had his wallet on his cell phone. That's why they dropped $300 in the wallet. I tend to agree with that, Yoda. The timing that we saw with SWAT vehicles leaving.
Yeah, they dropped 300 in the Bitcoin. Either they bought, either they dropped 300, or whatever for $300 or 300 Bitcoins. That's a big difference. Because isn't like Bitcoin is like $76,000 for one coin? So I think it was $300. I think that's what Harvey said. Oh, here.
You heard media saying they don't know the address. It's people dropping the road there in the chat, but don't
said
know
something about the electrician
at this hour if that's the actual address. I have an email here.
He just said,
see that? That's the actual. I'm dropping the road there in the chat, but he line up with where that electrician was. Again, that's not valid.
Okay.
That SWAT is at. That would eerily line up with where that electrician was. Again, that's not validated.
Okay.
You heard media saying they don't know the address. I see people dropping the road there in the chat, but don't know at this hour if that's the actual address. I have an email.
I wonder
here.
if this would be a federal offense. Yeah, I guess kidnapping is a federal offense. So
see that? Yep. Thank you.
I think if the state would go after them or the feds would go after them.
The journals to see if we hear any tidbits here of any more updates.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get on there and I just wanted to talk that they do have somebody detained for questioning. So not arrested or anything, just detained. So hopefully they found her. Hopefully they're okay. Oh, I was looking up how much a Bitcoin per Bitcoin. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm a hypocrite at this hour because I'm a big fan of letting the justice system do what the justice system does.
Bitcoin.
Right? Due process for this individual, but with Nancy
one Bitcoin is $68,712 US.
My evil twins has beat the shit
5
out of them
Bitcoins.
Where the fuck she is.
So,
which is why I said I'm a hypocrite at this hour, but that's just how I feel.
So, listening to Nerdy Addict. Yeah, it's horrible. It's just horrible. So you figure if they dropped $300, they didn't even buy a Bitcoin. So that doesn't make sense. 1 Bitcoin. So 300 here. How much would 300 Bitcoins be? How much is 300 Bitcoins? 300 Bitcoins. Oh, well, let's see. Oh, it dropped 31. Oh, it dropped 0.05% today. So it was It's $68,759.67. It dropped $31 today, so the value has gone down. How much is so 300 Bitcoins is $2 million. Is it $2 million? I think that's 2 million. No, $20 million. But if you bought 300 Bitcoins, it would be $20 million. So no, they didn't buy 300 Bitcoins. So they put $300 in there. I mean, how much is $200 in Bitcoins? Yeah, it's like nothing. So I guess they dropped it into the block or the account just to get it activated. And they think that maybe just to trigger an alert on a device that somebody was holding. And so they were in the area, SWAT, and they might have picked up on that. That's what it seems like that they're kind of leading to, like they had a hit, and so they went to the area because they do that geofencing. And the FBI has the government has all this reach and resource to listen in. They're all listening in. They're all tied together, so it's so easy for them to listen in, because it used to be you'd have to get this wiretapping. I mean, it's still a lot of wiretapping, but you had to physically go in and wiretap. Now you don't have to. It's wireless. So it's crazy. But we're so numb to it or complacent that we don't even. And then there are people who are like, I'm not going to get a vaccine because they're going to insert me with a chip. Well, they don't need to do that because we're all voluntarily chipped. I mean, I'm not a huge vaccine person because I have high sensitivities to medication and stuff. I have a pretty good immune system. But when people talk about getting chipped, it's like you've been chipped. When they started with ATMs, when they started with cards, credit cards, black boxes in cars, TVs. I mean, we've been chipped for a long, long, long time. And then we're even more chipped with our devices, our phones, our everything, our watches, our rings. We voluntarily chipped ourselves. So they did talk. I remember many years ago they were talking about putting in a health chip, and they had this family on. It was so spooky. They were on Good Morning America, and it was like this all American, blonde hair, blue eyed American family, a boy and a girl, a mother and a father. They looked like Ken and Barbie had kids, and they were sitting there all perfectly dressed, like, father knows best. It was so bizarre. And they were like, oh yes, we are putting chips in all of us because then they can just scan us and they can read all our health details and everything. And it was just so bizarre. And I think at the time people were like, whoa. And you never heard about it again, but it was a really bizarre kind of thing. I think because, and then you have the Apple tags, right? And then we chip our pets, so people can kind of they're not like GPS, they're just locators, like the last registered address to them. But I mean, with all the crazy people out there and the abductions going on, not to say that I'm for chipping. Like I said, we're already chipped. But if you happen to get taken and you don't have any of your devices on you, you don't have your rings, your watch, your phone, you have nothing on you. Me, if God forbid anything should happen to me, I have a titanium rod. And so there's, I'm sure, a serial number on there. I would hope that if anything ever happened to me, they would be able to identify me from that on you. Oops. Oh, buffering probably. Oh, you reconnect. Oh, so I guess I'm back. All right. So I was saying that if you ever got taken and you didn't have any devices on you and there was no way to trace you, then you're kind of screwed. Kind of like what happened with Nancy, right? But if you had a little bit, an Apple tag or a little chip in you, people would be able to find you. But then again, at the same time, we're already there. So maybe why not go all the way? But then that has limitations too. And yeah, I just totally lost my train of thought because my internet became unstable. But anyway, I'm gonna go and get back online and listen to Nerdy Attic and see if anything's gonna come of it. If they actually found Nancy, there was a little, and now you're gonna get all your people, your trolls coming in. Somebody saying that they were taking a 84-year-old to the hospital, but I think that was just a troll popping in. But anyway, I did have a review, but they disappeared. So I'm going to end the stream and I'm going to go back to Nerdy Attic. Bye. Bye.